just now. Honey. Okay. Okay. just now. Honey. Okay. And this is okay. My lovely office co-workers for the last, 3 weeks? She's so cute. Little. She makes these noises all day long. Back to having the lovely bookshelf backgrounds. I'm on my lunch break, which is super late in the day. It's right about 5 o'clock right now, roughly. My Fitbit just won't actually tell me right now. Yes, we know. So yeah, I've got like 15 minutes left on my break. So things are crazy. First, things were going crazy because like a whole bunch of insurance companies were announcing they were doing refunds to people because of COVID-19 and having reduced use of vehicles. And at first I was like, oh my god, what are we gonna do with all of these people being like, yo, what about y'all? And we're just like, we don't know. And then not too long afterwards, we got the word of the fact that we're doing refunds as well. Assuming I can talk about it because they've done a whole social media thing. They've emailed it to everybody, but basically everyone is getting 15% off of their 6-month premium at their next renewal. Most of the companies I've heard from otherwise have said it's like 15 to 20% off of 2 months elsewhere. But anyway, everyone's got their pros and cons. So that's a lot that we've been dealing with. Here at the house though, things are still pretty quiet. I pretty much just left the house to get food, whether it be groceries or like once a week we'll go pick something up from a drive-thru, because pretty much everything I think has shut down sit-in, or like the actual building itself where only employees can go into the actual restaurants, as part of the shelter in place that went into effect about, I want to say, a week ago. And originally that was supposed to be until the 13th, which is today. But then it was extended to the end of the month for the state of Georgia here. So we're pretty much more or less quarantined for real now. And so yeah. Good news though, at least the last couple of days since I stopped using the new medications for my back and the nerves, I haven't really been seeing any issues since then yet at this point. So I'm kind of happy about that. I am still taking Lexapro for anxiety stuff though, just to see how that goes. But that's a little harder to say, because other than when I was taking phone calls on the day-to-day or the couple of times I've had health issues where the anxiety is like, let's just exacerbate it a ton, I haven't really been dealing with a lot of noticeable anxiety. And then like supposedly that one day I woke up just sore everywhere in time for the doctor's appointment. So anyway, things there are going well. I actually stopped using the cushion yesterday and today and haven't had like any issues. Like I was a little sore momentarily like towards the end of my shift yesterday, but I think it was mostly just because I was sitting there all day. And I do have a little bit of a longer work shift since I'm on that 4-day week. And it went away pretty much after I kind of shifted a little bit. Took a few minutes break, so that may as well have just been like a normal reaction as opposed to the ongoing issue. So that's good news. So I may not have to follow up on trying to go through the physical therapy and all that crap after all, so that would be nice. Not to have to worry about going through all of that. Especially when we're in the middle of the whole shutdown of the world. Other things, I got more books recently. I used some money towards Book Outlet since the whole library sale thing fell through because of the shutdowns. So yeah, I got some books there. It's like 12 books. And I got my book of the month day before yesterday, on Saturday, I believe it was. Also, I am now finished with 7 books out of the 15 for the Owls Readathon. So yeah, there's my stack of books I've finished reading, and then there's a couple that are books that I just recently acquired up here underneath the window. So yeah, right now I'm in the middle of reading Prisoner of Azkaban and The Beauty and the Beast Lost in a Book. I did check what time it is to know when I need to sign back on. 5:13. I've got like 11 minutes left. So yeah. Also, I've been keeping up with the exams in my little whiteboard. So Transfiguration is for Lost in a Book. And yeah, lots of stuff going on. I'm also nearly done with the second month of Invisalign as well. I'm still waiting for these two front teeth to completely separate, but they're very, very close. And I am also still developing a gap in the interim. Yeah, so that's interesting. So be something to watch for, see how that pans out. I don't know if they've accounted for that or not. I would assume so, but we'll see. Yeah. I've been spending a lot of the last couple of days also watching through America's Next Top Model because quarantine binge watching at its finest. And yeah, it seems we have taken a break from classic Doctor Who right about the same spot as before, in the middle of Marco Polo. So I'm gonna have to get back to that soon as well, but for right now, America's Next Top Model is hard to get away from once you get sucked in. Let's just be honest about that. Yeah. Oh yeah, also, the thing that I hadn't really realized, like, this whole time I've been wearing these stinking rubber bands, sitting there thinking it's not really seeming to make much of a difference, because every time I like take progress pictures I still see such an overbite. Oh, it looks the same, but like for real, so much has changed and I didn't even realize it already, because like before the overbite was so bad that I could just easily like poke my tongue through, like like that. But now, like, it hits it and I was like, what? When did that happen? So like my overbite has actually like chopped in half, I think, based off of just pure like feels like it's like half the distance that it used to be. That's insane. So, yeah. Also, I did not realize that I maybe am supposed to be changing rubber bands more often than I technically have been, because it didn't really explain to me. They were just like, here's a ton of extra rubber bands, so if you need any more, let us know, but this should get you set. Didn't say anything beyond that, other than just showing me how to take them on and off. And then I was watching a thing the other day and I was just like, oh, so I'm maybe supposed to be changing them once a day. I've pretty much just been doing it anytime one of them breaks or just flings itself off into Narnia, because that happens a lot when I go to put them back in. Like, even just this morning, I touched it and I felt it disappear underneath my finger, even though I didn't even move it, and I'm just like, it was gone. I literally felt it just evaporated into the netherworld. And I don't know. But I have been good about, like, I've been strangely OCD about the fact, like, anytime I replace one of them, I replace both. Just to try and keep, like, the tensions as close together as possible, because sometimes one will start to stretch out on its own and the other side won't. Not a ton, but a bit. Like, I will just notice it, like, and I'm like, oh, okay, my bad. Usually when I'm yawning. Other things, I really need to get on top of editing again, because I have not done that yet, despite being home for like 3 weeks. There's been a lot going on between work insanity and trying to unpack stuff because of finishing the move right before, like right as all of this was unfolding, with everything shutting down, and trying to get into a cleaning routine of the house between dishes and sweeping and litter boxes, because these two are a mess. These lazy bums. This is what they do all day while I'm at work. They just chill next to my computer. And one will be in the hammock while the other's on the floor, or one will be in the hammock while the other one's downstairs somewhere. Or, like earlier, they'll both be on the floor just chilling. So, yeah. Ed is back at work on the base this week. He's been going back and forth between work and home. It was originally every other week, but now they have changed it since the whole shelter in place, like, locked down further. So now they're doing it either once every 3 weeks or once a month. It's hard to say for sure yet, because he's only gotten like 2 different dates. But he's going back into the base this week, and then he'll be back on the base again about mid-May, in like 3 weeks instead of 2. So yeah, that's it. And it is now 4 minutes till I need to be clocked back in, so I'm gonna go ahead and end things here so I can start bringing stuff back up and be ready to go for the rest of the day. I have about 3.5 more hours to go before I'm done, but then I'll be halfway through the week. Yay! Here's hoping there's not another fire burning. Right now we are so behind. We've been behind for like all whole week. Like, right now I'm working yesterday's work because we're that far behind. Like, we got up to about 28,000 emails on hold on Wednesday. Yeah. I start the shift 2 days behind and finish it 1 day behind. It's real bad. Anyway, I gotta go. What are you doing? You're being silly. And yet the moment I turn the camera around, you're funny. So, today's Wednesday. Today's the 15th of April. Today is Lisa's daughter's birthday. Her first birthday. And everyone's still in quarantine. It's also my Friday of the week. And a few minutes ago, we did a whole huddle thing with like a bunch of the supervisors and the manager for the department because of top performers and whatnot. And so I'm one of the 3 top performers that they acknowledged for the month of March. And also the MVP for my team. So that was kind of cool. And my team is the top one in the department as well as a whole, so that's pretty legit as well. So that was some good news for today. So yeah. Thanks. Now I'm like blanking. I haven't really had a chance to do a whole lot in terms of reading today for once, because now that they've like given us access to the 2 monitors and given us like the sticky notes and the calculator and everything on the proper server, and I've switched over to it, everything is so much faster. So I don't have that awkward gap in between the emails coming in anymore. So yeah, it went from like a minute and 50 seconds ish between requests to now only having like 20 seconds, like it was at work, like proper work. So yeah. So once I'm finished with work for today at like 9 o'clock, I am planning to spend my days off. One, I have to do the weekly groceries probably Friday morning like I did last week, because that ended up being pretty chill, and it turned out that there was a lot of stuff that I restocked as well. So I don't know how much of that is because I wasn't there like first thing in the morning, because I went at like just after 8 o'clock, and how much of that was because everyone's been at home for like 3 weeks at that point. So it had been a minute since the initial panic. Yeah. Also, I need to work on going through everything on our home server because it's getting kind of full because I'm so behind on everything. So, one, I'm behind on editing, so there's all the stuff that I haven't edited yet sitting there, but also because I've been so far behind, I haven't had a chance to properly go through the things I have edited either and get rid of any raw footage that I don't need anymore or any pictures that I don't need anymore. So that's something I need to work on. Also, I need to work on getting these books straightened up again because I have that whole big pile growing of books I've read and recently gotten. I have this whole pile of the book outlet books that I got. Yeah. Owls-wise, things are going well though because I have finished 7 of the Owls prompts and finished 1 of the Animagus training prompts. So I have 5 books left, I believe, for owls, and 2 more for Animagus. I think I have the numbers right. That would be 5, 6, 7 left to read, and 8 that I've read so far. So yeah, that's right. Math. Hey. Yeah. I'm probably gonna leave this pretty shortly here because I want to try and do some reading while I have my break for about another 15-ish minutes. So I hope I can get over my page count for the day. Cause yeah. I'm also tired from working all week. It's been a crazy week. Crazy busy. We're still a day behind on things because of all the people wanting all the help and having all the questions. But at least things are moving quicker now, so that's good. And yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot else going on. And yeah, Luna, come get the ants. Yeah, Luna. Luna, there's a bug. Luna. Luna, there's a bug. Get the bug. Luna. You are a terrible hunter. Luna. Luna. Get the bug. Luna. Luna, get the bug. Luna. Hey, you. Luna. You're silly.